Good morning, carnivores. This is Carnivore Corby coming at you from the great Buckeye State. I wanted to make a short video. I know, I'm trying to keep it short. This morning, as I'm cutting up my burger, and I've tried to think of different ways to do this, and I'm just going to do my normal shoot from the hip. So, the subject of the day is what's in your food? That sounds pretty good. I like that. So, we're just going to keep this general. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take my advice. Do your own research. I did some, and I'm going to pass it along. We got burger here, right? Hamburger. 80-20 hamburger. Should be burger in there, meat and fat, protein and fat. That's it. Now, I know some of you, we're going to go to this end of the rope, but you're going to say, well, what was that cow fed? I don't know. I'm only in charge of what until I start raising my own cows. So I don't know if grass-fed, corn finish, grass-fed, grass finish, I don't know. But I buy what I can afford to eat. I eat what I can afford to buy. Yeah, that sounds right. That's the reason why I do my own chickens. I can do that. Which they're out in the yard all the time getting the bugs and worms and all that, and which is kind of what God intended them for to do, not to sit and eat corn all day. Which we've been trying to change our feed up a little bit and do more sunflower oil or sunflower seeds, and they eat seeds and nuts and stuff like that. That's what they're meant to eat. But I don't know. I have to look up the history of the chicken and see how that turns out. But anyways, this all started from something that I looked up in one of our vending machines at work. Let's go over here where I can read in the light. Let's get my spectacles on. I was running low on food that I took to work, and I was looking in the vending machines, see if I could find. Sometimes they have double burgers or whatever, and I thought, well, I can just throw the bun off and eat the burger and the cheese, which I'd probably even throw the cheese off, but because I'm on the lion diet, not supposed to do dairy. But anyways, I just looking through the vending machine, and keep this entertaining. I'm going to read you what the ingredients of this is, and then I'll tell you what it is after. Let's see. Culturized, pasteurized, grade A, low fat milk. Remember that. We're going to come back to that. The next ingredient, these are all in order, so the most to the least. Sugar. Imagine that. Water. So basically your first three ingredients, which is usually 90% of everything in there, and then everything else is just like 2%, 2%, and all that. At least I think that's the way it goes, but okay, then we have modified corn food starch. Dante Ferrigno on the Lion Diet guy that I watch, he did an investigation into what the food starch and how it's made. It's pretty wild. Natural flavor. It's funny how they put that at the top. I mean, that means that there's a lot of that in there. And what is natural flavor? Because everything below this is a lot. Well, anyways, let's just go on. I'm going to probably butcher these words. Annatto extract, turmeric for color, Cargenia pectin, citrus acid, vanilla extract, vitamin A palaminate, vitamin D3, and peaches. That was for part of this. And then the next chunk is the topping that's in this. Water, high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated vegetable oil, which consists of palm kernel, coconut, and or cottonseed. It's just, you don't know which one you're going to get. That day they decided to throw cottonseed. Cottonseed. Thought they used cotton to make clothes, not. Anyways, now from here it says contains less than 2% of the following. Sodium caseinate, a milk derivative, which I don't know why they need to explain it. Dextrose, artificial flavor, polysorbate 60, sorbitane monocitrate, gargum, xanthic gum, colored with turmeric and other stuff. Whole grain oats. That's just the other part of it that you put together in this. Let's see, whole grain oats, sugar, canola and or sunflower seed, depending on what they have at that time, rice flour, honey, brown sugar syrup, salt, baking soda, soy lecithin, and of course a natural flavor. I haven't been able to find a gigantic container of natural flavor. Where do you buy this stuff at? Who's making the natural flavor? And then at the bottom it says common allergies present, milk and soy. So for $3.70, you can get yourself this lovely concoction of peach parfait yogurt. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So just keep shooting from the hip. I'm not prepared, other than I did a little looking up on Google. I come from back in the day, which was a hot minute ago. I don't know where people come up with these words at. But anyways, back in the day, there was an old saying when magazines, books, and the computers and all that stuff came out that don't believe everything that you read and everything that you see. But unfortunately, we have AI now and Google. So I Googled a few things and I was curious to the vegetable oil part of this. I'm going to go over. I'm at 9 minutes already. Lord, this probably ain't going to play. It didn't play mine from yesterday because I had music, which is a copyright thing, and I still haven't figured out how to get around that deal. Anyways, I wanted to look up some of the things. For instance, sugar consumption in the past 2 decades. High fructose corn syrup and processed foods at an all-time high, 158 pounds per person annually in 1999. The consumption has rose steadily, and the sharpest increase is noted during the 1970s, 80s, and present day. Global numbers have doubled between 1990 and 2016. This is sugar and and high fructose corn syrups in everything. Just going to read a few of these things. Hang on. So I'm looking up the corn oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, and all that. And I've heard that, you just think, well, it's just, sunflower, they crush it and bloop, they get the oil out of it. No. There's a whole process of how they get the stuff out of it, which is the dangerous part of it. You don't get just the dang sunflower oil. That's not how it ends up. Anyways, I printed this off, and it only printed off like 3/4 of everything that the screenshot I did. So, hang on. All right. Just going through my papers, just trying to pick out the highlights because I don't want to make the video 25 minutes long. It's already 11 minutes, bring and play. Just looking up like corn oil developed as a byproduct of the industrial corn starch and syrup manufacturing in the late 20th century. Actually, it was made even as early as processed in China as early as 1061. We're in 2026. Let's see. Soybean oil was widespread in the U.S. in the 1950s and the 1960s. It was made back in China. Corn oil was made back in China as early as, well, I told you, well, actually 980. I'm sure they didn't have machines back then, but a stone and a wheel. Applications used as a lubricant and processed as a byproduct and a fertilizer. That's right, corn oil. All the stuff you guys cook with. Soybean. First reference to feeding defatted processed soybean cakes to livestock for fertilizer was around 1637. Corn oil has been long used in the industrial applications such as drying oils for paints and ink. And then I went on to the sugar consumption of 158 pounds per person. That was in 1991. So then I wanted to look up the dementia and Alzheimer's that we always hear about, like it's everyday news now. Alzheimer's disease was found in 1906. Dementia cases have risen significantly since 1990 to the present day, with global numbers more than doubling from 1990 to 2016. In the U.S., Alzheimer's deaths increased by 134% between 2000 and 2024, while the onset diagnosis for younger adults saw a 373% spike between 2013 and 2017. So the reason I'm bringing all this up, you can do your own research. It's for entertainment. I mean, if you're really that bored, you're watching me, it's probably not a good day. But anyways, I was looking that up and I thought, you worry about what's in your food. Well, all I got is protein and fat and what I'm getting ready to eat. And I grew up when they said, you eat fat, you're going to get fat. Well, if everything has been low fat from 15, 20 years ago, then why are we all getting fat? And why is dementia and Alzheimer's blowing out the roof? Just making some correlations here. So I because I don't eat any processed foods, obviously, and I don't eat anything that's got cooked in oil. I don't. And I've noticed that here's when I was eating that stuff, this was my theory now than what it was then, that you're eating those fried foods, and I'm going to say it, yep, you're pooping 2-3 times a day. Well, that's fiber, right? That's good for you. That's to get it out of you so you don't get cancer, right? Well, in pork goes right through me, and it even says in the Bible that the pork, the hoofed animal, look it up. But I like it too, so I'm not criticizing or bringing anybody down here. But so you think it's the fiber, but if that oil that I just talked about that was made for basically industrial lubricants back in the day, and that's when they used to just manually make these oils, not all the chemicals and stuff they used to pull and extract and to get that oil. My theory is that cooking in that oil, that is a vegetable healthy oil, is that your body's rejecting it. Because then trust me, if I eat that sort of stuff now, it will give me severe diarrhea. And so I've been eating carnivore for the past, since October of 24. And I usually go to the bathroom about maybe twice a week, maybe. Then you're like, oh, you're constipated. No. This is pure nutrient dense food. Protein and fat. Very little waste. The steak that I'm getting ready to eat. Look at this bad boy. Hang on. That's like the thickest steak I've ever had. Been dry aging in the refrigerator. But my whole point of this is I've got 2 or 3 ingredients in what I'm eating, and your processed food, as I just read before, it's a concoction of chemicals. There may be a few vitamins scattered in there, but why would they need to do that? Why don't you just eat something that, that God intended us, the old simple egg that we were told for years and years and years and years, don't eat eggs or high cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. And then the next year, eat the whites, don't eat the yolks. And then the next time, don't eat the yolks, eat the whites. So I guess my point being is when you're going to the bathroom like you are, is it fiber that they've been telling us for years that we need to eat? And guess what? October 24, I haven't had a drop of fiber, and I'm doing just fine. Matter of fact, go to the bathroom less, and I feel a hell of a lot better. So if anything, I'm saving money on toilet paper. But is your body accepting and keeping the food, or is it rejecting it? Is it fiber that's doing this, or is it the chemical processing of the oil that you're saturating your food in? I don't know. It's a good question. Like I said, I shoot from the hip here. It's entertainment. It's things that I run around in my brain and just think about, and I'm just curious. So why does the consumptions and the rates of cancer and the rates of Alzheimer's and dementia Have you noticed they're all trending together? So this food for thought. So for the next bat time, the next bat channel, this is 20 minutes long. Probably won't even download. So stay carnivore strong. Amen.